Nobody admired beauty more than Aiza. She was young, tall, light-skinned, always dressed in expensive clothes, always smelling of costly perfume. Her confidence walked before her, and so did her pride. Aiza believed one thing: poor people deserve their suffering. She said it openly, without shame, without fear. That hot afternoon in Benin City, the sun burned fiercely in the sky. Market women shouted prices. Kick drivers honked endlessly. People rushed up and down the busy street. Aiza stepped out of her father's black SUV, designer bag in hand, high heels clicking confidently on the dusty road. She had come to withdraw money from the bank. As she walked toward the ATM stand, a dirty old man approached her. His clothes were torn, his feet bare, his beard tangled, his eyes tired and hungry. "Please, my daughter," he said softly. "Help me with anything you can." Aiza stopped, looked him from head to toe, her nose wrinkled in disgust. "Get away from me," she snapped. The old man flinched. "I'm hungry," he whispered. "I haven't eaten in 2 days." Aiza laughed mockingly. "Then go and work," she said harshly. Instead of disturbing people around slowed down. Some watched quietly. Some shook their heads. The old man knelt. "Please." That was when Aiza lost her patience. She pushed him away. "Don't touch me with your dirty hands," she shouted. He fell to the ground. Dust covered his face. His eyes watered. Yet he said nothing. A small crowd gathered. One woman stepped forward. "Madam, no matter how poor someone is, you shouldn't treat him like this." Aiza turned sharply. "Mind your business," she snapped. Then she looked at the old man again, and said something that would later haunt her. "If you are poor, remain poor. People like you are useless to society." The street went silent. The old man slowly stood. He dusted his clothes and looked at her deeply, not in anger, not in hatred, but in sadness. "May your heart learn kindness before it is too late," he said quietly. Then he walked away. Aiza scoffed. "Rubbish," she muttered. She withdrew her money, entered her car, and forgot about the incident. Or so she thought. That night, something strange happened. She dreamed. She was standing alone in a large empty hall, surrounded by mirrors. Each mirror showed her reflection, but every reflection was crying. Suddenly, the old man appeared behind her, his eyes glowing, his voice deep. "Pride destroys faster than poverty," she woke up screaming, her heart pounding violently. Sweat soaked her body. "It was just a dream," she whispered. But her heart refused to calm. 2 days later, her life began to change. At her office, she received an urgent call. "Aiza, emergency meeting now," her boss said. She rushed into the conference room. Executives were seated, faces tense. The company was in crisis. Their biggest investor had pulled out, and they needed a new one urgently. "The new investor arrives today," the director announced. "He is extremely powerful. Powerful. If we impress him, this company survives. If not, we collapse." Aiza straightened her clothes. She smiled confidently. "Don't worry," she said. "I'll charm him." Minutes later, the office doors opened. Everyone stood. Heavy footsteps echoed. Then, the man walked in. Tall, neatly dressed. Expensive suit. Confident posture. Powerful aura. The room went silent. Aiza lifted her eyes and froze. Her breath caught. Her heart stopped. Her knees nearly gave way. Standing before her was the same dirty beggar. But now, he was clean, elegant, powerful, and terrifyingly calm. Her world tilted. Her mind screamed, impossible. He adjusted his cufflinks, looked directly into her eyes, and gave a slow, knowing smile. Aiza, he said calmly, we meet again. Her heart dropped into her stomach. Fear swallowed her whole. She suddenly understood. The nightmare, the warning, the strange feeling. It had begun. The room was silent. Too silent. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring. Everyone stared at the man standing at the front. Powerful, calm, confident. The chairman cleared his throat nervously. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, this is Chief Obalalua Okori, our new potential investor. Applause broke out. Loud, respectful, fearful. But Aiza could not clap. Her hands were frozen. Her body stiff. Her heart was beating so hard, she thought everyone could hear it. Chief Obalalua Okori. The same man she had pushed. The same man she had insulted. The same man she had called useless. He began to speak. His voice was deep, calm, controlled. I believe in one thing, he said. Character. Money can be built. Businesses can be rebuilt. But character reveals who you truly are. His eyes moved around the room slowly. Then they stopped on Aiza, and stayed there. She swallowed hard. Her throat was dry. Her palms were sweaty. After the meeting, executives rushed to greet him. They bowed slightly, smiled nervously, spoke respectfully. Aiza stood at the back, hoping he wouldn't notice her. But he did. Aiza, he called. Her whole body shook. She turned slowly. Yes, sir? She said weakly. Walk with me, he said calmly. They walked out of the building. Silence followed them. The sun was bright, but she felt cold. Very cold. You remember me? He asked quietly. She nodded. Tears filled her eyes. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't know. He stopped walking, turned to face her. You didn't know I had money, he said. But you knew I was human. Her tears fell freely now. I test people, he continued calmly. Not their pockets, their hearts. I dress as a beggar. I walk the streets. I watch how people treat me. Some ignore me. Some insult me. Some help me. Then he looked at her. And you? He paused. You humiliated me. She fell on her knees. Right there on the pavement. Cars passed. People stared. But she didn't care. Please forgive me, she cried. I was proud. I was stupid. I was blind. He looked at her quietly. Long, deep. Then he said, Stand up. She stood, shaking. I'm not here to destroy you, he said. I'm here to teach you. Days passed. The company survived. The investment came through. But Aiza's life changed. She became quiet, humbled, thoughtful. She started noticing people. Security guards, cleaners, drivers, hawkers. One day, she saw a small boy begging outside her office. She walked to him, bought him food, sat with him, spoke kindly. For the first time in her life, she felt peace. Weeks later, Chief Obalalua invited her for a meeting. But this time, it wasn't business. You've changed, he said. I see it. She smiled softly. I had to, she replied. I met myself. He nodded. Then said, Come with me tomorrow. Where? She asked. To the streets, he replied. The next day, she followed him. They walked through slums, markets, back streets, under bridges. She saw suffering, real suffering, hunger, pain, tears. She cried that day. Real tears, not prideful tears, human tears. That night, she went home and prayed. For the first time in years. Not for money, not for success, but for a new heart. and something inside her began to change. From that day, Aiza was no longer the same. The proud, arrogant woman disappeared. In her place stood someone new. Someone softer, kinder, more thoughtful. She started arriving early at work, not to impress anyone, but to greet the cleaners, to thank the security guards, to ask how the drivers were doing. At first, people were shocked, but slowly, smiles replaced fear. Every Friday, she joined Chief Obalolua on his charity visits. They fed the hungry, clothed the naked, paid hospital bills, sent children back to school. Aiza listened, learned, and wept. One afternoon, they visited an orphanage. A small girl ran into Aiza's arms. "Mummy," the girl cried happily. Aiza froze. Her heart melted. Tears filled her eyes. She lifted the child, held her tightly. At that moment, something deep shifted inside her. Chief Obalolua watched quietly. He saw the change, not on her face, but in her soul. That evening, as they walked back to the car, rain began to fall softly. They stopped under a tree. The air was calm, peaceful. "I never planned this," he said quietly. "Planned what?" she asked. "Caring about you." She looked up. Her heart skipped. "You hurt me deeply," he continued. "But you also surprised me. Few people truly change. You did." She lowered her eyes. "I had to," she whispered, "because I finally saw the world through someone else's pain." Silence stretched between them. But it wasn't awkward. It was warm. Safe. Safe. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. They spent time together, not as boss and employee, but as friends. And slowly, feelings grew. But Aiza was afraid. She feared her past pride, her mistakes, her broken nature. One evening she decided to speak. "I don't deserve your kindness," she said softly. "I humiliated you." He smiled gently. "And you healed me by becoming better." Her eyes filled with tears. He wiped them softly. And in that moment, their hearts connected. But destiny had one more test. A rival company discovered Chief Obalolua's secret habit of disguising himself. They planned to destroy his reputation. A scandal broke out. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire pretends to be beggar deception or social experiment." Public opinion turned. Shareholders panicked. Investors withdrew. The media attacked. Chief Obalolua retreated. Silent, broken, alone. Everyone abandoned him. Everyone. Except Aiza. She stood by him, defended him publicly, faced the media, spoke boldly. He was testing hearts, not deceiving lives, she said. He helped thousands secretly. If you call that wrong, then the world is truly lost. Her courage shocked everyone. That night, he stood outside her house. Rain pouring. His eyes wet. "Why?" he asked. She looked at him. "Because someone once stood in the rain for me." In that moment, he knew. He loved her. The rain poured heavily that night. But neither of them moved. They stood facing each other. Two hearts. One destiny. "Aiza," Chief Obalolua said softly, "I never expected love from the woman who once broke my dignity." She lowered her head. "I never expected forgiveness from the man I once humiliated." He stepped closer, lifted her chin gently. "Your change saved me," he said, "and your courage healed me." From that night, they became inseparable. But they kept their relationship quiet, not because of shame, but because they wanted something real. Not public, not loud, but pure. Months passed. The storm cleared. The media apologized. The investors returned. The company grew stronger. And Aiza continued her charity work. Quietly, faithfully, humbly. One evening, Chief Obalolua, invited her to the same street where they first met. The sun was setting. The air was calm. The road was peaceful. He stood at the exact spot where she had pushed him. He knelt, pulled out a ring, and said, "Here is where you once rejected my humanity. Now accept my heart." Tears flooded her eyes. She nodded. "Yes," she whispered. Their wedding was simple, yet beautiful. No loud display. Just family, friends, and those whose lives they had touched. Street children, market women, security guards, cleaners, drivers, the forgotten. As Aiza walked down the aisle, she remembered who she used to be, and silently thanked God for who she had become. Years later, they built schools, hospitals, shelters. They fed the hungry, healed the broken, lifted the poor. And Aiza often told young women, "Pride nearly destroyed my destiny. Humility gave me purpose, and kindness gave me love." Never judge a soul by its appearance. Never measure a human by their wealth, and never underestimate the power of kindness. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss our next stories.